Good morning. This is your 8:15 daily operations weather briefing, starting off today with some mostly cloudy conditions around the area this morning. Overall, expecting to move into a somewhat of an unsettled weather pattern as we move over the coming days, and we'll continue to see some breezy conditions moving through the next several days as well. We take a look at the current surface analysis. Looking at high pressure to our north over the area that's temporarily keeping things dry. The main weather maker over the coming days will be this potential tropical cyclone 8 sitting just off the southeastern coast, expecting that to move inland along the South Carolina coast and continue to stay well inland of the local area, but will help tighten that pressure gradient around the local area, keeping those breezy conditions. In addition, we'll see some of that moisture and rain activity lifting north as that area of low pressure moves further inland. We take a look at the latest from the National Hurricane Center. You can see still not a named storm as of yet, and that track, as mentioned, going in the South Carolina coastline and moving to western North Carolina and kind of lingering around that area. But again, sending some of that moisture and rain feed up to the local area as we move into the day Tuesday and overnight into Wednesday. We look at our current visible satellite at this time, looking at those mostly cloudy conditions around the area, a lot of those high clouds spinning off from that system, and seeing some low clouds around the area as well. And as you can see, starting to see those breezy conditions around. If we look at our current conditions this morning, seeing a broken deck around 4,000 feet, broken at 25,000 feet, winds out of the northeast at 15 knots, seeing those peak winds up around 20 to 22 knots so far this morning, and seeing our temperature at 72 degrees. Relative humidity is at 78%. We look at the short-term high-resolution models, see how things are expected to play out as we move over the next couple of days. As we move through the day today, should see mainly dry conditions, but we'll see breezy conditions, likely seeing a wind advisory, particularly as we get into the afternoon time frame. Otherwise, very slight chance of a light sprinkle moving through the area. As you can see, the model here indicating some light reflectivity swinging through the areas. Not expecting anything very impactful with that, just maybe a light sprinkle possibly falling around the region. As we go into the evening time frame, we will pick up a slightly better chance of maybe an isolated light shower swinging through as we get past the 2000 local time frame and through the midnight time frame, but that should start to diminish as we get to the start of the day on Tuesday. We'll see the breeze lighten up a bit as well, but still staying fairly breezy, just not as strong of wind gusts as we go through the overnight time frame. But moving into the day on Tuesday, it looks like we'll see a chance of a few maybe isolated light showers around the area during the morning hours. We will see those winds pick back up once again as well, seeing breezy conditions. And then the better chance of rain looks to move through during the afternoon and more so into the evening time frame. And we'll also see a chance of a thunderstorm with some of this activity. The NAM model here kind of showing very isolated and widely scattered showers and storms pushing through, not very bullish in the way of precip here, but other models indicating more coverage with the reflectivities and range activity moving through as we go through the evening time frame on Tuesday and into early Wednesday morning, and possibly seeing those showers linger around during the morning hours on Wednesday, possibly into the afternoon hours. Some uncertainty there with some models indicating that line of showers lifting further north by this time frame, and some models indicating some lingering showers through the daytime hours. So we'll be keeping an eye on that as we approach Wednesday, but overall expecting some rain chances around and some slightly breezy conditions. So we'll take a look at our 24-hour weather risk chart for today, expecting those main weather risks through the day today will be our winds at or above 25 knots, starting off with a yellow risk this morning, increasing to an orange risk as we move through the afternoon and first part of the evening, back down to a yellow risk, and then back to green as we go into the overnight and early morning hours of Tuesday. So good chance of seeing those wind advisories move through the day today, expecting those winds to continue out of the northeast, picking up to around 12 to 17 knots sustained, gusting up to 26 knots. We'll see our high temperature around 76 degrees this afternoon, and again, just a very slight chance of a light sprinkle around the area. Going into the overnight time frame, we'll start to see those peak winds taper down a bit below 22 knots, right around 19 to 20 knots as we move through Tuesday morning. So looking at just a slight chance of seeing maybe an isolated light shower pushing through the area in the 2000 to 0400 local time frame. And then things back to green conditions as we go into the start of the day on Tuesday. Onshore wind keeping those tides slightly above normal today. And looking at the next couple of days, we'll see mostly cloudy to overcast conditions on Tuesday. Chance of that isolated shower in the morning, but then that better chance of rain showers moving in during the afternoon and evening time frame with that chance of a thunderstorm. So looking at an orange risk for precip, yellow risk for our lightning threat, and once again, breezy conditions will continue. We'll see an orange risk for winds at or above 25 knots and a yellow risk for those reduced ceilings and visibilities. We'll see those risks continue as we go into Tuesday evening with a slightly lower risk of those winds above 25 knots, but still continue with mostly cloudy to overcast conditions. Seeing rain showers likely through the evening time frame with a chance of thunderstorms with that activity and continued breezy conditions, low around 69 degrees. We'll see mostly cloudy to overcast conditions on Wednesday. Again, continuing with that chance of lingering rain showers around the area and a slight chance of a thunderstorm, possibly seeing some of that rain activity taper off as we get into the afternoon time frame. Hard to really determine depending on how fast that band of rain showers moves out of the area. So overall, keeping a yellow risk for our precip, lightning, and wind threat around the regions for our Wednesday. So expecting slightly breezy, possibly some continued wet conditions around the area with a high around 78 degrees. That's going to wrap up the 8:15 daily operations weather briefing. We'll be back again at 10 a.m. Take a look at the extended forecast. Enjoy your morning.